So news just recently dropped that Resident Evil is not getting a second season on Netflix. And I actually just recently finished watching all 8 episodes. And I wish I could come on here and be like, oh man, I'm super upset, especially since I did review the not recent, it's been a couple years, but the remakes of Resident Evil 1 and 2. And I wish I could be like, man, this is trash. I really liked the first season. But unfortunately, let's get into the review. Welcome to my Safe Gayven. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video and joining me for another review here on the BlackGayComicGeek channel. If this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, I got a couple things that I need to explain, but let me introduce myself first and foremost. Hey, how's it going? My name is Michael. I call myself the BlackGayComicGeek, and I always say the things that I love to talk about on my channel has blood, sex, gore, and magic, or any variation of the four. So I love to talk about superheroes, video games, action movies, horror movies, sci-fi, fantasy, and I also like to talk about black representation and queer representation, or a lot of times the lack thereof in sci-fi fantasy properties. I also like to talk about comic books. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you think representation matters and representation equals normalization, and you love to see that there is a black queer person reviewing nerd content, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Become one of my Safe Gayveneers, like pioneers, Safe Gayveneers, which is what I call the people that are subscribers to my channel. If you want to get you some merch, click the link in the description box below. I got my Black Gay, as you can see, you can get it on a mug, or you can get it on a shirt. I got welcome to my Safe Gayven. You can get that on a mug, you can get that on a shirt. I always say, do me a favor, and if you're watching this video, make sure you watch, like, share, comment, interact for the all gay rhythm. You can get for the all gay rhythm on a shirt or a mug or whatever you want. Support your boy, support your favorite content creator. But with that said, like I said, I got another thing I gotta explain. For those of you that are new to the channel, because it doesn't happen that often, but usually, anytime you see me with this on, I think the first time I started doing this was the movie Thunder Force or whatever with Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer, which also was a Netflix property, ironically enough. But usually, anytime you see me with this on, that means the movie or show or whatever I'm reviewing was trash. So there's your spoiler right there, what I thought about this Resident Evil. But hopefully, again, you still watch, like, share, comment, interact on this entire video for the all gay rhythm, because YouTube does like watch time. So yeah, let's get into Resident Evil. So yeah, let's get into the synopsis of this show. Of course, it's based on the popular video game franchise, and nearly 3 decades after the discovery of the T-virus, an outbreak reveals the dark secrets of the Umbrella Corporation. And yeah, like, I don't even know if trash fully describes this show. And of course, I want to try to focus on not completely bashing, maybe focus on some positives, but at the same time, it's like, I'm a big Resident Evil fan. I pretty much played a large majority of the games. I think the only ones I haven't played are the most recent ones, 7 and 8. But I played 1, 2, 3. Code Veronica is like my favorite one. And like, this show is not Resident Evil. It's like they just slapped the Resident Evil name on it and then threw maybe some of the characters into that you know and love from Resident Evil. But they took the franchise and the lore and everything that we love about Resident Evil and said, yeah, we're not going to do that because fans don't like that. We're just going to put Resident Evil on the show to sell it to Netflix. But everything about Resident Evil, we're not including it in the show. And it's like, then what was the point of doing this show? And overall, I guess it's going to be a non-spoiler review, but I highly doubt people are going to watch it anyway, especially since I'm bashing it. So, I mean, I guess if I spoil something, but I'm going to try not to, whatever, who cares? But even if I do, again, who cares? But the general premise of the show is it follows 2 sisters, Jade and Billy. They're both adopted sisters because Jade is black and Billy is Asian. And it follows the 2 of them, and they're trying to discover the secrets of Umbrella because one of the sisters, she ends up getting bitten by one of the zombie dogs that we know and love from the Resident Evil franchise. Again, they throw some things from Resident Evil, but overall it's like, really? it seems like this show just wanted to sell this story about the two sisters and then sprinkle in some Resident Evil elements because maybe they couldn't sell the show outside of that. So they said they made the show about the two sisters and threw in a zombie apocalypse. Nobody was interested, so they said, let's turn it into a Resident Evil show. Maybe then people will get more interested. And even then, it still wasn't that interesting. I finished my water. Let me put this cup down. So with this storyline following these two sisters, you have two simultaneous storylines going on at the same time. You have the present storyline where it takes place during the height of the zombie apocalypse, where you have, more specifically, you're following the character of Jade and her figuring out and trying to live in this zombie apocalypse world. And then you have the storyline of the past where it follows the two sisters and it's basically trying to connect the two of how we got, the past storyline is trying to show us how we got to the present storyline of the zombie apocalypse. And in some ways, it kind of reminded me, if you guys watch Arrow, where they do like every episode, they do the flashback and how it connects to the present and how it informs Oliver's story and growth. But at least in Arrow, the good thing about Arrow is the stories actually connect. The past and present actually connect. For the most part, the past storyline and the future storyline didn't really connect that much. And it almost seemed like you're watching two completely different shows. And for the most part, the past storyline completely overtook and was honestly more interesting than the zombie apocalypse storyline. Like, honestly, there was less Resident Evil stuff in the past storyline than there was in the future storyline. And that was the majority of the show. And honestly, that was more interesting than even the zombie Resident Evil stuff. Now, when I say interesting, that doesn't mean it was good, but it was at least interesting enough that it kept me watching the show. Now, granted, it took me a while to finish the show. Like, I started it and I was watching it with a friend of mine, and then I was just like, I'll get back to it later. And then I never got back to it. And then I just like watched one episode here and there. And like, even then I was like on my phone, not really paying attention. But then I was like, okay, let me finally finish watching it. And then I started watching and I saw the news that it got canceled. And I was like, well, I'm already on episode 7. And there's only 8 episodes, so I still might as well finish it regardless. And I feel bad because it do seem like the actors, it does feel like they were trying. They were definitely trying to make this show work and make it interesting. And, you know, there was chemistry between the two sisters. And truth of the matter is, I am a fan of one of the main actors, Lance Reddick. You would know him as one of the lead actors from Fringe. He was also in other stuff, like he got his fame from The Wire. If you watch the John Wick series, he's like the concierge that usually checks John Wick in. If you're gamers and you played Horizon Forbidden West or Horizon Dawn, he plays and voices the character of Silence. So he's been in a decent amount of things, and I do like him as an actor. However, he was grossly miscast in this show. Like, they have him play the character of Albert Wesker. And again, if you're fans of Resident Evil, like, he is not Albert Wesker. And it doesn't even have to do with the fact that Albert Wesker is a white guy with blonde hair. Like, I don't have a problem with, you know, the race swapping, if that's the actual term, of a character. But even still, like, the personality, the energy, and the swag that he tried to, like, he was not Albert Wesker. And they even tried to put him in, like, the leather outfit with the shades and sunglasses that we know from Albert Wesker in the video game. And I was like, and they even gave him a wig. It wasn't a blonde wig, obviously, but they put a wig on him. And I was just like, this is terrible. And then, of course, like, with some of the writing, like, there was just so many, like, almost CW, just do it just for the sake of introducing drama, but no real reason for it that they did. Because there was one moment, so, like, again, I mentioned that one of the sisters, Billy, she was bit. And so because of that, they're trying to see if she's going to turn into a zombie or not. And so the other sister, Jade, she's like, I'm never going to leave your side. I'm always going to be with you. I'm always going to be here for you, whatever. And so they go to, like, a skating rink. Literally seconds after she says, I'm always going to watch you, I'm always going to be here for you, she goes off to go talk to a boy that she likes while her other sister goes in another direction. And, like, she tries to do, like, a stunt, and she's all proud that she accomplished the stunt. And she looks around trying to see if her sister's there, and her sister's gone talking to another boy. And so they confront each other. They're mad. She's like, I can't believe you left me. I thought you just said, and I'm like, oh, God. But yeah, the show was stupid. I don't know why it existed. I don't know why they called it Resident Evil if they weren't going to give us Resident Evil. So when I found out it was canceled, I'm like, I mean, can we get Sense8 again? Like, you're giving us all these shows, quantity over quality. But yeah, we had good shows like Sense8 and you canceled it. Bring back Sense8. Put money towards that. So yeah, I'm gonna say for me, Resident Evil Season 1 on Netflix was a pure flop. Is that the first flop of this year? No. Moonfall was a flop for me as well. I feel like that was like, as of right now, if I would do like the top 10 worst movies of the year, Moonfall would definitely be number one. Because I don't think I've really seen that many like super bad movies this year. I would have to like really think about it. But yeah, Moonfall would definitely be number one on the list for flop movies. But for flop TV shows, Resident Evil is number one on that list for this year so far. But anyway, maybe there are some people out there in Black Gay Comic Geek world, this my Safe Gayven ears, that actually liked Resident Evil Season 1. If you did, hit me up in the comment section below and let me know what you liked about it. Or there are probably people that probably never watch it, don't care about watching it. But if you don't care, if you didn't watch it, do me a favor, like hopefully you made it to the end of the video. Hit me in the comment section below. Again, for the all gay rhythm, for the algorithm. Again, watch, like, share, comment, interact on this video. I'll say it the normal way, for the algorithm. If you aren't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. And if you haven't already, do me a favor also and hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. And guys, there's also a feature here on YouTube where, you know how if I go live, you can leave a super chat. There's also called a super like, where you can leave a little small donation on the channel. Basically like a super chat, except it's not live. So if you want to do that, so another way to support the channel, support your boy. Again, it's not expected, but you know how they say a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So if that's something that you want to do, if something that you feel in your heart to do it, I appreciate you. But if that's not something that you're going to do, the best way to support me is hitting the like button, watching the videos to the end. Even if you're not interested, let it play on your phone in the background while you're eating some soup or watching something. But anyway, yeah, that's it. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.